Okay, so let's see if we can maybe support the bottom here. I think the easiest way for us to do this will probably be for the inset. Let's maybe do that. I might have a couple of issues over here in the corner where these edges are really tight together, especially in this section, but we'll try it here. Alright, so I'm just going to grab these polygons. I'll just zoom in on this a bit. Alright, so let's turn on back facing here so we don't get the underneath ones. Alright, so let's grab all these polygons here. And yeah, this one here is going to give us a bit of an issue. Same with this one. I wonder if we should take those loops out for a second. Let's take those out actually. It'll just make it a little easier for us to do this. We won't have to clean it up as much. So I'm just going to grab an edge there and loop them. Okay, I'm just going to control backspace those out. We'll add those in later on after we do this. And I also think this might give us a bit of an issue here with these loops coming down. Let's see if we can do something about that. Let's grab this one, and we'll loop these for a second. So we go to the top view here, hold down Alt. I'm going to deselect these ones up to this point right here, and select these ones over to that point. Okay, just like this. Deselect that one as well. And actually, let's maybe invert that. Let's just loop that again for a second. Sorry about that. Let's actually deselect these ones. You can probably keep these ones here. Turn off our back face when you do that. Okay, there we go. Alright, we'll keep the ones around the side here. Let's just grab these ones quickly. So we have all the ones on the bottom selected here. Okay, all around the outside there. And we're just going to control backspace these out for a second. I think we can change the flow here a bit, so it'll be easier for us to support the bottom. Let's grab these edges here. Alright, these 5. And let's do maybe a connect on this. Alright, we'll slide this way down. Okay, we're just going to park this right about there. Alright, so what we're going to kind of do here is kind of like a manual inset. Let's go to target weld on vertex, and let's weld this over here, and this one over to here. Okay, so that'll prevent those loops from needing to continue along the bottom, and it'll just kind of wrap around this section, which should work fine for us. Alright, so now that we have those out of the way, we can inset the bottom. Alright, so I'm just going to continue to select these polygons here. Alright, and we won't do any for the hole right now. Alright, and just check that out, make sure you don't have any other ones selected. We only want the inside one selected here. Okay, so let's inset these now. And we'll pump this up quite a bit. Doesn't need to be super sharp. Let's do maybe around 3 should work fine. Okay, so we'll hit OK to that. And over here, obviously we're going to need to add some support to maintain this hard corner here. On this side here, where we have this going in like this on this angle right here, we don't want this loop to continue around like this. We want this one to actually continue down to the center. Okay, so we're going to have to change things here a bit. Let's grab these edges now and connect them. And let's go to the top view here and just move this edge over. Alright, so we're going to line that up right across from this vert here. Okay, and then we'll just connect these across. Let's do a connect on those. And we want to also continue this one up the back. I don't really want to continue it all the way over right now. Let's maybe add an extra loop to the sides here. Alright, so let's go back to edge here. Turn off ignore backface if you still have it on. And let's connect these up with one loop. And let's make planar on Z. And we'll just turn our edge constraint here so we don't move anything out of position. And we'll smooth this down to right about here. Okay, I'm just going to create a point where we can kind of terminate some of these edge loops going up the back. Okay, let's add maybe one more here. So another connect on this section here. And we'll just bring that down and park it right above the other one. Okay, so what I want to do here is just continue this up to this edge. So I'm going to grab these two and connect them with one segment. It's going to bring this over to right about there. Okay, and let's just actually, let's undo that for a second. Let's make sure we get this edge as well, and we'll connect those three up. And move this over, and just connect up these verts here, and grab that cornerwise edge and remove it. Okay, so that'll be a little bit better for the support. Now we also need one around the bottom here. Okay, and it should be fine if it goes around this section as well. It's just going to kind of stack above this edge over here, so let's ring this and connect it. We'll slide this one down as well, right to about there. Okay, and again we're going to need to continue a loop around this. For this one we can actually probably let it just go. Let me just ring that for a second. Okay, we'll let that one go all the way around. So in this guy we're going to do a connect, and we're going to do two segments here because we want to support the bottom as well. So no slide, and we'll just pinch those out right about there. Okay, I just want to check and see what's happening here underneath. Okay, that's fine because we need supporters on the outside there as well. Alright, so we'll hit OK to that. And we're also going to need to support the shape here around the inside. So let's add a loop right here on these edges. Connect that up with one segment for starters, and we can make planar on Z and just move that up. Okay, we got these edges here kind of twisted down, so let's actually straighten those out quickly. Let's grab these two and these two, and we'll smooth those up a bit. Let's turn our edge constraint off first. Slide those up until we kind of straighten things out. Like so. Okay, now we'll reselect this edge, loop it, and just move this up. Right about there. That should be fine. Okay, and we need one more loop here at the bottom. So let's ring this, and let's do a connect here. There we go. And I got an email and from a couple of guys about a great tip for kind of lining up your edges when you're doing support here, rather than trying to crank it down with the connect and then line up the verts manually. If you put on the edge constraint, you can actually just drag the edge loop down until it touches with the bottom loop, let go, and then just pull it up, and it'll kind of take on the exact form of the bottom polygons there, which is super cool and something I really never knew about. So thanks to Matthew and Spaex, I think that's how you say it, for that tip, because that's super useful. And that makes things a lot easier than manually adjusting the loops by hand. Okay, so we have that supported. And let's see what else we need to do here. I think we're pretty good on the inside. We do need one loop this way. So let's grab this and ring it. Okay, and again that's going to go all the way around the outside, which is not what we want. Now we might better get away with it actually. So let's do one loop here. Another connect. And let's just drag this right over the same way and pull it back. Okay, we'll leave it roughly the same distance as we have over here, and we'll go underneath and just make sure that's in the right location. That should work fine. Okay, so for now I think we're done with the inside of the tank as far as support edges. Obviously we still need to do some work. We have a hole at the bottom and we have a couple holes up on the side that we need to cut in later on. But before we get to that, let's actually just take care of the support on the outer shape, which will be a little bit easier than the inside. Alright, so let's come up to the top here and see what we need to do. We'll have to put those loops in going up the sides in a second. Alright, so I'm just going to look at the mesh here and see what we can do. We also need to think ahead because we know we need to extrude out this lower piece later on, this kind of ridge that goes around it, this thing. Okay, so we want to make sure we lay out the edges the way we need so we can extract that later on. Okay. And I'm just wondering if we should do that now or not. Okay, now on the bottom here, we have the same issue that we had on the inside. These loops are coming down and they're going underneath, and we could probably do the same thing here to kind of contain those within this section. So let's try doing that. Let's grab these 5 edges again here on the outside. Do another connect, and we'll just slide that down, like so. And let's grab this one and the small one here, and we'll remove those edges. Control backspace. And let's get this one here. Let's do a loop on that. We'll deselect that one there. And we'll control backspace that one out as well. Okay, now we can just target one of those corners up. Like so, to get rid of those loops. Okay, that'll make the bottom a little easier for us to inset. Okay, so let's maybe do that now. And we kind of need the border to end off in this section here, I believe. And it might even continue around the back slightly there. I don't actually have the machine in front of me. No, it ends off right about here. Alright, so let's see if we can do that. Okay, let's go back to polygon, check on our back face, and we're just going to select the bottom polygons here. Okay, make sure you get these small ones, like so. Okay, and I'm just wondering if we need to do all of them. Yeah, we might as well. Okay, so let's inset these now. And again, we want to be prepared for how thick we need this later on. So let's unhide the rest of the model so we can kind of see how thick this needs to be. Let's take this up a little bit more. And we'll just do about 5, that looks about right. Okay, and we'll hide unselected here again. Okay, so that should give us an edge here that we can kind of extrude out later on. One thing we definitely don't want is these inner polygons here. Let's actually grab these. Okay, those center ones there, the 3 of them, we'll delete them. And let's go to edge, and we're going to grab these 3 edges. Okay, which is right next to the ones we just deleted out. And we'll just go into the top view here, into wireframe F3, and move these over to the center so that they're not pushed in like this. Okay, and we actually have it on the top as well. Let's turn off our edge constraint here first. And we'll move these over and line them up with that inner edge. Right in the center, like so. Okay, just so everything's nice and straight. And up here on the top, we didn't do that when we inserted these polygons, so let's do that now. Grab the same 3 on the top, delete them. Then grab the 3 edges, and we'll just push those over and match them up with the ones we just moved. Okay, and we could actually probably just grab all these verts here and make planar on X. Make sure everything's nice and straight, like so. Okay, so we'll finish doing the support edges here on the outside. Let's go back to edge. Let's grab one of these edges on the outside and ring. Another connect. Slide that down with the edge constraint on. And pull it back up. And another ring here. Another connect. Make planar on Z and just pull that one up underneath. Right about there. I want it pretty tight. Okay, and you can see that the inset created a couple of additional edges here. We could clean that up. I'm not too sure if it's going to cause us a problem. This one here will for sure. Okay, so what we're going to do here is actually reroute this up onto the side like we did before by selecting these 3 edges and connecting them. And we'll smooth that over. Okay, I'm just going to end it off here so we can terminate these later on. So let's park it right about there and connect the 2 verts across, like so. Okay, and we'll also continue this loop here down around this section. So let's ring these ones here. Let's actually not ring them. Let's just grab this one. We'll hold down control here. We're just going to go up on the arrow to select the arrows, the edges up to this point right here. Let's actually deselect that one. We don't want these ones. Okay, so another connect. Same thing, just slide that over a bit, try to even it out. And connect up the verts here and here. Okay, we'll get rid of this guy. And that should support that corner for us pretty good. Okay, and I'm thinking this edge here might be a little too far away, but let's see where that goes. Okay, we could actually just push this over a little bit maybe. So let's grab this and we'll just go down a loop here, holding control to about there. We'll just push this in a little bit more, tighten it up. Okay, and we also need one loop right along the bottom here, so let's do that now. Okay. Okay, so let's just test smooth this now and see what we missed. So we'll do 2. Let's do 3 maybe just for the time being. Okay, so we have a little bit of an artifact there which we need to fix. And save it up here, but when we put those edges in that we took out earlier, that should fix that for us. And save it on the inside there. Okay, so other than that, everything looks pretty good. Let's try turbo smooth for a second. And I think we'll just add in that extra edge now. Alright, so let's bring these edges here on the inside. Okay, and again, that's going to go all the way around. No, it's not actually. It's only going to go up there. Let's grab a couple of edges here just so we can get the ring to continue. And the reason why that didn't go all the way around is just because we have an end gone right here where this ends off. Okay, so just make sure those edges are selected all the way around the whole thing. And we'll put that edge back in now by doing a connect. Okay, let's straighten it out again on X and just slide it over. Right about there. Control click vertex, turn off ignore back facing. Hold down Alt, deselect all the verts up to this point, and just pull these ones over a little bit more. Okay, and we'll just check the outside. Okay, now it looks pretty good there, so let's do the same thing over here again. Ring one of these, and let's check and make sure that went all the way around. Looks good. Okay, so you guessed it, another connect. Let's bring that down a bit, make it planar on Y. And we'll just cram it in there kind of next to the other one. Maybe a little bit tighter. Okay. And let's go into the inside here and we'll just kind of clean some of this up. Let's go to vertex here. And we're just going to weld this vert here where it ends off to this one. Okay, and this one here to this one. And the same thing on the other side. This one to here, and this one to here. Okay, now it'll allow us to take out this extra loop that we have running up here. The left one here. So just loop that. That should go all the way around to the same point on the other side. So just control backspace that out. Okay, and on these ones here, let's do the same thing. We'll just grab this edge here and collapse it. And the same on the outside. This edge here and collapse it. Okay, and then we can actually just go up here, grab one of the edges in the same section. Whoops. If I can click on it, there we go. So let's ring that. Okay, and we'll just collapse that right down to get rid of those. And let's maybe do the same thing on the other side here. Alright, so it's going to go on the outside of the front. And let's grab these two and collapse them. And if you're having trouble rotating around zooming in, just select an edge or a vert and hit Z. Okay, that'll center the rotation to it. Okay, so grab the same two edges on the inside and collapse. And let's go up a little higher here until we find the next segment. here and here. Ring those and collapse them out. Okay, later on we can probably get rid of a few of these other loops here to clean it up. But for right now, let's maybe delete the turbo smooth. And we'll go into the top view. We'll just put a symmetry on here and see how this looks as one object. Okay, so you can see we have a little bit of a gap there. That was probably caused when we made planar on those verts. So what we'll do here, rather than moving the mirror over to get a touch up, which we definitely don't want to do because we want to have this edge here lined up with the outer edge of the tank here. If I unhide this, if you start moving that away, it's going to leave a gap over here. So I want to do it by moving the verts on the center here over to the inside. Okay, we want to make sure we turn on show on result here so we can see it with both sides. Grab these verts here, zoom in really close and just move those over until they touch up, and make sure you don't have edge constraint on. Okay, so just bring those over until they snap together like so, and it'll keep that in the right position for us. Okay, so now we can convert this back to editable poly. Hit Alt Q here to go in isolation mode, and we'll just see how this looks now with smoothing. We still need to do some work here. Okay, so we pretty much got the shape we want. Everything besides that border coming out of the front, which we're going to have to take care of. Okay, we also don't have any support around the top here, so it looks really soft. And we also need to bend the top over so it's curved. But we can do that last here on this section. So let's turn this off, go back down to edit poly here, and we'll figure out how we're going to work with this bottom edge.